importance of creating dynamic content on Leastar in order to optimize your Craigslist ads and optimize Craigslist search for your communities. We all know that Craigslist has multiple types of content. You're posting titles, you're posting descriptions, and photos. What is dynamic content? Well, you don't want to post the same title or description within a 72-hour time period. You can post repeat photos, but you don't want to post anything that has text. So titles and descriptions are your main culprits when it comes to content. So with dynamic content, we're actually creating new titles and new descriptions so that we don't have any duplicative content on Craigslist within that 72-hour time period. What happens if you don't use dynamic content, so you do post duplicative content within a 72-hour period? Well, your ad could be ghosted or flagged and deleted. When your ad is ghosted, you post your ad and everything looks hunky-dory to you, but prospects actually can't search or find your ad on Craigslist, so all of your work is for naught. When your ad is flagged and deleted, Craigslist actually sends you a notification that your ad has been removed and you need to repost it. What are Landmark's requirements when it comes to dynamic content? Well, we want you to have as much dynamic content as possible. So we do require you to create 2 new posting titles per week for your community, at a minimum. You can create more. In fact, we have some communities that create a new title almost every single time they post. And we require you to create 1 new posting description per week. Again, that's just a minimum. If you want to create new posting descriptions, then go for it. The more dynamic content you have, the better your ads will perform on Craigslist. And since you are taking the time to post on Craigslist, we want to make sure that you're getting the most out of it that you possibly can. So how do you post or create dynamic content on Leastar? Well, first things first, you're going to log into myleastar.com. And you're going to go to your marketing dashboard. I've selected the dashboard for the Glens because they've done an awesome job of creating tons of content for their Craigslist ads. Then you're going to go to Post to Classified, just like you normally would to post an ad on Craigslist. One of the primary differences between Leastar and Rent Sentinel is that on Rent Sentinel, you actually posted by unit type. And so you'd select your unit type, and then you'd be able to select your description or your title based on what you wanted to post that day. With Leastar, you're actually creating individual ads, and then you're posting those individual ads. And then you can see how many times those individual ads have been posted, so that you make sure you're varying what you're posting when you're posting. All of your content from Rent Sentinel actually carried over into Leastar. So if you click on listing titles, you'll see all of the titles that the Glens had created on Leastar and that they have already created on Leastar, that they created on Rent Sentinel, that they already have created in Leastar here. You can also see their listing descriptions. Again, all of these carried over from Rent Sentinel, and then they've created a couple as well. And you can see when these descriptions were last used and the number of times that they've been used. Your posting location is always going to be the area that you're posting on Craigslist. So it's always going to be Richmond. For those Richmond properties in North Carolina, you have individual locations as well. The one nice thing about this particular section of Leastar is that, let's say that your ad would actually appeal in multiple locations. So I'll take Elizabeth City, Southgate, which is located in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. They can post in North Carolina, but they can also post in the Hampton Roads market because they're not located too far away from Hampton Roads. And so that gives them just one more location where they can attract new prospects. For most of our communities, that's not going to apply, but if it does apply for you, I encourage you to take advantage of this feature. So if we go back to our listing library, if we wanted to create a new listing, we're just going to click Create New Listing. You're going to select which floor plan you want to post for. So we're going to select our 2-bedroom here. And then when it comes to creating a posting title, you can actually select any of the posting titles that you've already created, or you can create a new title. And so this is really what we want you to do on a regular basis, is create at least 2 new posting titles on a weekly basis. One of the other great things about Leastar is that you can actually use a lot of these great buzzwords that they've created to create a fantastic posting title. So let's say that I wanted to make sure that I had a lot of attention. I might use this and then say, balconies at fantastic prices. And that's a fantastic title. And so I'm going to click save. And now that's going to be part of my ad. The same thing with descriptions. You've got a default description in there. You can also select any of your saved descriptions, or Landmark does require you to create at least one new posting description per week. And so we're going to click create new description. You give your description a name. So let's say we wanted to write about closets. And then this is where you'd write about closets. I'm not going to save this description, but if we were going to save it, you click save. You want your posting description to be anywhere between 4 and 8 sentences. Any longer, and your prospects aren't going to read it. Any shorter, and you're probably not getting those great search words that people are going to use to search for your community on Craigslist. And then if you had multiple locations, you could select them here. If you didn't have multiple locations, which is going to be the case for the vast majority of our properties, you just leave it as Richmond, and then you click next. This is going to allow you to preview your ad, and on Leafstar you do still have access to some HTML content. It's very minimal, so you can just choose the layout that you like the best and click next. Give your listing a name, and you can either then click save or save and post now. I like the save and post now feature because then you're creating your description and you're creating your titles at the same time that you're getting ready to post. And so you can do them right at the exact same time. If you set a schedule for yourself that you're going to create a new title twice per week, you can just do so as part of your posting process. Or you can click save, and it'll save it for the next time that you post. And that's how you create dynamic content on Leafstar for your Craigslist ads.